All right, happy July from Clinton County Motorsports Service Department. We are here picking up the 2018 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited. And we are going to turn it on for the first time. If you're wondering why we brought our Spyder here, I'll leave a card on the top of the video, and you can see the original video we made while coming here. Alright, so we are leaving Clinton County Motorsports. It's now July, but it's only been just a little bit over a week since we last dropped it off. If you're wondering why we had our Spyder at Clinton County Motorsports for service, there was a upshift issue where intermittently the Can-Am Spyder would not upshift. Again, we had a whole video on that. We'll leave a card to link to that video, and we'll also leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. But now we're just going to kind of do a follow-up, a ride back, just kind of test out the motorcycle, talk about what kind of work they performed, also talk about the content on our channel and our subscribers and the comments we received on the last video, and also about this oppressive heat that we're having right now. The Can-Am Spyder right now says 86 degrees, but that's cool because it was stored inside their service department, so it'll probably heat up a little bit, but we'll get to the heat in a minute. So as far as the work completed, when we dropped it off, they checked out the motorcycle, they checked all the codes, they did a 30-minute drive, and of course could not replicate the upshift issue, which didn't surprise us because, again, the upshifting issues always seem to self-heal themselves, which is how we were able to drive across multiple states and also get the motorcycle to the service department. But Clinton County Motorsports was very professional. We know that they checked out the motorcycle as best they could. They offered for us to come pick up the motorcycle and bring it back whenever we had the issue again. Again, reading on the online forums, we knew that there was an issue with the left-hand multifunction switch, and we knew that there was pretty much one of two different options as to what it could be. So rather than picking up the motorcycle, obviously having an issue down the road, we wanted to try to narrow down what the cause could be and maybe try to fix one thing that might take care of the problem. So again, they were very professional. They offered for us to pick up the motorcycle. They weren't pushy or tried to sell us something that we didn't need or a part that we didn't need. But we, again, really wanted something taken care of and hopefully not be stranded again, potentially states away from our house. So we suggested that they replace the left-hand multifunction switch from the technical service bulletin for this make and model that unfortunately did expire, but we've read a lot on the forums and people in the comments talked about how they experienced the issues and how sometimes it corrected the similar issues that we had. So they ended up ordering the part from Georgia, and it took a few days to get there. But within a day of receiving it, they did the repairs, and they did replace the left-hand multifunction switch, since it is known to malfunction. So everything on this whole left-hand multifunction switch is new. They said that they've tested it. I tested it before we took off, and so far so good. Again, our issue is intermittent, so it's kind of hard to say that it's 100% corrected, so only time will tell. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to follow this along and see if we might have fixed the problem. As far as the part, it was right around $700. With the original Diagnostics, the part and the labor, it came out to around $14.75 out the door, which really isn't too bad when half that cost is the price of the part and the other part is labor. Again, we watched videos online on replacing the left-hand multifunction switch, and it seems to be a little bit more intensive than just a regular DIY repair. So we didn't have any problems with paying someone professionally to do it that's done it before. When Clinton County and us were talking and trying to figure out a few different options as to what could be causing the issue, they did say that sometimes this left-hand cluster switch is to blame. They said really the only other reasonable thing that they could think of is the HCM module, which is the hydraulic control module. They said sometimes that could be the issue, but instead of a $1,300 repair and part, it's about $4,000, they said. So obviously this is quicker and easier to replace and about a fourth of the cost. So if for some reason we run into issues where it's still failing to upshift at times, then we can have further diagnostics, but we may have to shell out $4,000 for a hydraulic control module, which again, we watched videos online and there's mixed reviews. So some say the part is pretty cheap and that you can replace the filter and everything yourself, no issues. Other videos and forums say that it's quite intensive. It's hard to do. You need to hook up your bud system to the motorcycle, and you need to make sure you get all the air out of the oil. Otherwise it may damage the motorcycle. So again, it's kind of split 50-50. You're not sure whether that's a DIY project or something that the service department should do. So if you've ever done that work yourself or had a dealership complete the work, leave a comment below. Let us know. If our Can-Am Spyder continues to not upshift, is that something we could try to tackle ourselves, or should we have Clinton County do it? And likewise, we know prices are up right now, but is $4,000 a reasonable price, or is that excessive price? Speaking of the different parts, we wanted to give a huge shout out to Mitch on Wheels. He commented on our video, and it's kind of an honor for Angie and I to have him not only watch our video, but comment on our last video when we rode our motorcycle to Clinton County Motorsports. He's someone that we've been watching for some time now and enjoy watching his motovlogs. So we will link his channel to the description below. I would definitely recommend checking him out. Also a shout out to Black Ice. He also was kind enough to watch our video, leave a comment. He said he had a similar issue to us, and that it was the hydraulic control module that Clinton County was saying could be an option for us. And he said that he's had no issues with his Spyder ever since, but he's unsure of the cost because it was completed under warranty. So likewise, we'll link his channel below. Definitely has some neat content. I would suggest go checking him out. And just for like the top 3 comments, also shout out to, I believe it's Wishimi1. Likewise, they were kind enough to take the time to watch our last video and also leave a comment. It seems as though he has the exact same motorcycle or similar to us, he was experiencing the exact same issues, and down there in Australia, he had this left-hand multifunction switch replaced, and he says that he has had no issues ever since. So we're hoping, with all the information given to us from technical service bulletins to forums to viewers, we're hoping that our issue is fixed just like they had theirs fixed with having this part replaced. So likewise, have you ever had your left-hand multifunction switch replaced? And if so, was that a DIY job? Is that something you paid a dealership? Definitely leave a comment below. We definitely want to build a community here and help each other out. So we love all the comments and feedback. It not only helps us out, but anyone who watches our videos. Angie and I were also talking, and we thought about starting a Ryangie Responds segment in each of our videos where we could take a question that a subscriber has commented on one of our videos and answer their question. So what do you think about that? Should we start one of those? Would that be enjoyable for you? And if so, do you have any questions you'd like to ask us? If so, leave them in the comments below, and we may consider starting that as a fun little part for each of our videos. So the other thing to mention here, in the early part of July in Ohio, is this oppressive heat. I joked with Angie and said it's so hot out that there's corn sweat. If you don't know what corn sweat is, definitely Google that. It's a fun little read. Let us know in the comments below if you believe that. Does it add the moisture to the air, and does it make the heat index go way up in parts like Ohio or out in the Midwest? Do you experience that if you live near cornfields? Right now the Can-Am Spyder is showing 97 degrees. Now it's 95 because we're in the shade. But it's probably anywhere between 97 and 100 right now, and with all this humidity, you may or may not be able to see. You could just see the haze out there. The heat index is about 105 to 110, and we're under a excessive heat warning for the last few days, and I believe through tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So I know there are a few people online that said that it's too hot to ride today, and I agree with them, but just with all the oppressive heat that we've had recently, plus the heat that we're expecting to have, plus storms later in the week, and with the 4th of July holiday, we wanted to pick up the Can-Am Spyder as soon as possible and just have it back home and test ride it, hopefully around this holiday weekend. So let us know in the comments below, where do you live? And for the first week of July, are you experiencing this heat? What's your temperature? What's your heat index? And while we're here at this intersection, just curious, have you ever experienced a intersection like this? In Ohio, it's called an RCUT. Another fun thing to Google sometime, but pretty much you can only turn right. You can never cross over the intersection or turn left to reduce accidents. So you have to turn right back there, then turn left into this turnaround, and then head back the other way. So have you ever experienced this type of an intersection? Do you think it's safer, more dangerous? What are your thoughts on that? We'd love to hear what you've experienced or what you think is better. I guess it's got to be a better option than a roundabout, possibly. All right, well, the Can-Am appears to be shifting normal, just like when we dropped it off. Again, time will tell. If we never experience the upshift issue again, then we know that we solved the problem. Again, we thank everyone for watching our original video, for everyone who commented liked, subscribed, gave their feedback, their experiences. Again, it not only helps us make decisions, but will hopefully help others, which is why we're doing this motovlog, to hopefully help others just build and strengthen the Can-Am Spyder community. If you haven't watched the original video when we dropped it off, we'll leave it in the card at the very end of the video. We hope everyone has a fun and safe 4th of July holiday weekend. Not sure if this video will be posted before or after July 4th, but just curious, what are your plans for the 4th of July? Will you be watching fireworks or watching a parade? Will you be out on your Can-Am Spyder, or will you just be staying home and trying to stay cool? Feel free to like and comment and subscribe and share this video if you think this kind of content is helpful. I know Angie is staying ice cold in the air-conditioned car. This wind feels great. It's pretty hot out. I hope everyone stays cool, has a fun and safe 4th of July holiday weekend. Happy 250th birthday, America. And we will catch you in the next video. It's 100 degrees. I'm getting off of here.